In the sweep of its appeal, its ability to touch every corner of humanity, football is the only game that needed to be invented. Sir Bobby Charlton. Ladies and gentlemen, and variations thereupon, welcome to Modern Escapism. Hello everybody out there, and thank you for having us in your ears again this week. As you can tell, hosting duties have fallen upon myself, for it is I, Stuart, aka Stig. This week I am joined by Doomican.
Hello.
Biggie.
Hey buddy.
And Oodles.
Hey up.
Not hungover this week, Oodles? We all
No, mate. Not at all.
Good stuff, good stuff. Anyone else? No big nights this weekend from anyone else?
I went out for a few last night, but I'm okay.
Oh, good stuff. So, last week we had a brilliant episode on things we hate that everybody loves, and the feedback from that episode has been off the charts, to be honest.
Brilliant's a strong word.
Yes, it has caused a lot of discussion across Twitter, across Discord, and within our own discussion groups. And to be honest, I just want to fire straight into that because some of it's been excellent. So Oodles is here with the Nexus this week to talk about what people have said about last week's episode.
Greetings and salutations and welcome to the Nexus, everybody. Very polarizing episode to say the least. We'll just dive right in there from the feedback we've received on Twitter. The first one we've got is Little Lolly 2 Scoops at Little Lolly 21. Finally finished it. What an absolute great episode. It had me tearing up at the mention of A Monster Calls. Outraged at what people hate and laughing at hosts' reactions to some of those. I think it's right when they say Jeebus clearly doesn't like fun. I have to agree to that. He hates fun.
Yeah.
He hates it. Validating and triggering all at once. I challenge anyone to listen to it and then not be something that makes you flip a table. Which I was there live and I wanted to flip a table. So
there's so many times last week where I paused the episode and just had to furiously typing away on my phone into the Discord group about, no, this isn't right, no, you can't say that, and stuff like that.
Weren't you walking around the supermarket
I missed my turn in for work because I was listening to it. And the Star Wars chat, and I spaced out for a second, literally, and I couldn't believe it.
I think last week there must have been about 4 or 5 things that I absolutely loved that just got absolutely nailed. So.
Yeah, I know, it's pretty bad. I think the message came across Jeebus' plan all along, the polarising episode. So let's crack on. Dave Lyons at Jimmy Jill Lickers. Okay. Jeebus is not going to make any friends with those opinions, but objectively, he's talking about an often poorly plotted, poorly characterised, poorly acted series of films which are living on the goodwill of the original 2.5 movies. He's talking about Star Wars.
Yeah.
I mean, dedicated too long on that one, to be honest. Also, in a tangentially related story, our largely clueless anything other than business or money CEO mentioned Spock from Star Wars in a company speech yesterday. Our resident Uber nerd looked visibly faint for a few seconds.
I think I'd be with him on that one, to be honest. Yeah.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
Bad. That is, yeah.
So bad.
That's people who don't know what they're talking about, trying to bring in pop culture and act cool.
It reminds me of people
completely wrong.
It reminds me of people that kick tyres on cars and go, yeah, it's a good car, good motor. We've got John Cheetham at John Cheetham 1. Really small. I don't like Tetris. That's fucked up in quotes. Made him chuckle. There's a few.
That sums that up. Jeebus, what's wrong with you, man?
There's a few takes on this episode that will stick with me. Loved it though, and think you've got a winning formula when there's a conversation like this about people's favourites in entertainment, and it is still so entertaining and good-natured. Was a great listen. Ooh, love that.
It really was. It really was a good listen last week. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah.
It was strange to be live in that kind of episode. It were really antithesis of what I'm normally like. I'm really usually positive, so it was like,
yeah,
whoa.
it was a strange one like that. I was just I was gutted I couldn't like get my point across because I obviously you lost me for Jeeves's
you went
Star
out
Wars.
you went out the airlock, but finally
Yeah,
we've got you
yeah.
back. We found you.
But man, I was livid listening to it. You know,
Oh, I was living it. The real rider at rider_555 thoroughly enjoyed that today, fellas. Jeeba's comment in particular about windmilling left me howling. Next, we've got Lee Scoville at Pork Chop Express. I love that. That's a good handle. Posted a meme about Jeeba's destroying the joy of billions. Obviously, if you check us on Twitter at Modern Escapism, you can see that.
I think
Lindy
that
Bailey.
was. Sorry, I just want to say I think that was one of my favourite replies to that.
It's pretty
simple and to the point, and
Yep.
Jeebus is already getting memed, which is brilliant.
Yeah, that's just crazy that we're already getting memed. Love it. So Lindy Bailey at Lindy Bailey. I love these spicy takes. Short and sweet. Love it. Kurt Lewin at Angry Kurt. The good boy. He's a good boy, Angry Kurt. That bit under the railway bridge in Half-Life 2. Glad to see it got some love. Oh,
Yes, Kurt. Yes.
Yeah. He does like Half-Life 2.
Rushing me to talking how bad Half-Life 2 is. At least Gadget was there to stick up for it.
Yeah, he was. Sorry about that, guys. Chris Winstanley, Winstanley86. Enjoyed that today, lads. This is the kind of feedback we need. Really good, positive ones. My arch rival and new nemesis, Monkey at Monk's Boy. Listen to you guys discussing Star Wars, wanting to end it all. For someone who dislikes Star Wars, I was like, yes, I agree. But then you start discussing it in depth.
You just can't win.
Yeah, I mean, we discussed it in even more depth on us Twitter. We had ice cream gate and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
you definitely have to be in on our Twitter for some of the show. Not most of the show. We're still early days on that, but yeah, get involved at Modern Escapism. You'll see just so much back and forth. We will respond to most people at this point as well. So,
Yeah, we're trying to be a ever presence on there where we can. It's been really fun discussing that, especially the little lolly 2 scoops and Lindy bringing up cookies and ice cream. That's been
No, that's fucked up.
bit of a discussion over the last 2 days.
some of life's beautiful little treats, and I hate them.
Yeah.
We've got Johnny Bull, J-Bone, at JBoneDS. I'll settle this right now. Cookies are good. Store chocolate in a cupboard. Vanilla ice cream is the perfect complement to any dessert. Crumble needs ice cream or custard or both. I agree. I absolutely agree.
All works.
Yeah, so that comes from, like I said, the discussion we had on Twitter, which kind of went from cookies and ice cream into Kurt saying he thought vanilla ice cream was boring, and then I made myself some crumbles last night. It didn't have any custard, so I had some ice cream with it, and I think that's perfectly normal.
Exactly.
So yeah, I wouldn't have both though. Ice cream and custard. I don't. No. That's too much. But ice cream or custard, it's brilliant. The cold complements the warm, or you just go all warm with the custard. And I drowned my crumble in custard as well. Like, it's basically a bowl of custard, and somewhere in there you'll find the crumble.
But that's all for us feedback, I believe, unless I'm missing anything. But absolutely keep it coming. Even if it's a different episode and you've got feedback on a past episode, bring it forward. Absolutely. We'll still bring it up on the show. So thank you, everyone, for that.
So we're now going to go into the proper Nexus, because I've already cocked up my hosting duties. That last section is actually called Back in Time. This section is the Nexus.
My bad too, mate. I'll take the brunt of that one with you.
Yeah, so we'll get there. We'll get better, don't worry. So yeah, we're going to...
had a silent protest there.
Yeah, definitely. I'm outraged, silently.
So now we're going to head into the Nexus. This is the section of the show where we talk
about... The real
Nexus. The real Nexus, yes. Where we talk about the media we've been consuming this week. And this can range for it basically from whatever. So first I'm going to start off with Biggie. Biggie, tell us what you've been watching, reading, listening to, or whatever this week.
Cool, thank you. So I'll start off with something that's taken up a lot of my spare time when I can get on it. Is Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Ooh.
So I am one of those people, believe it or not, that has never played multiplayer Call of Duty before. Considering that I'm into first-person shooters and I played Battlefield, I played the main single campaign of COD, but I never used to touch the multiplayer.
Same.
And then they released Warzone this time round to sort of jump onto the bandwagon of the Battle Royales. And again, wasn't interested until a couple of mates had downloaded it, gave it a shot, and said, you know what, it's actually quite a bit of fun. So I went in, downloaded that, had a bash with them. We're playing Plunder. For anyone that doesn't know roughly what that game is about, you go in as a team and you're basically looting lots of buildings for money. And the first team to get to 1 million wins the round. And if you kill people, you can take their loot and guns and all sorts of stuff like that.
Wow, I've never even heard of that.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It really is. And then they did a free multiplayer weekend. So, of course, while we were playing that, we jumped on that to see what that was like. Cool. And the next thing you know, we all bought the main game so we could play multiplayer. So,
That's how they get
Activision's tactic of doing it that way absolutely worked. Well, it worked on 4 of us. So
is this the just the standard multiplayer, like team deathmatch and
yeah?
like
I mean, there's lots of different rounds. I won't go into depth about each individual one, but you've got your usual capture the flags, take over the bases, demolition, all the kind of stuff you get in other games. But because it's all linked to Battle Pass, what's good about the Battle Pass is that you technically, if you're willing to invest your time, you only buy it once. It costs, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 quid, something along those lines, to buy the original Battle Pass. And then if you play it enough, you earn points that you can then cash in at the end to get your Battle Pass. You don't have to pay it again. And you can do that each season.
That's really good.
Yeah.
So, it's, again, a little bit of investment, but once you've done that, you technically don't have to pay for anything again.
Wow.
How much of the Battle Royale have you played?
Do you know what? I'm not a big fan of it. I've dropped it in and out of it. I don't mind it, but the fact that, yes, again, for those that don't know, if you die playing the Battle Royale side of things, your team can actually buy you back into the game, whereas in a lot of other Battle Royales...
Oh, I don't like that.
You're stuck for 20 minutes watching your team play, which has its pros and cons. But...
No, I don't like that at all.
Your first, once you get killed the first time, you get sent to the gulag. You get sent to the gulag, and you sort of face off one-on-one with somebody else who's been killed, and the winner of that goes back into the game.
That's right.
If you lose that, you die, but you can be bought back in.
I've
been playing it on the PlayStation 4. It's cross-platform as well, which is pretty good.
With Stadia.
Is it on Stadia?
Is it even on Stadia? Probably not.
I don't think it is on Stadia.
They don't do free games, do they?
No.
But it's
maybe there's
a couple
one
of times
person playing it.
Yeah.
A couple of times when I've been playing it on my PS4 recently, it's powered down my PlayStation 4. It's an original one. It's just said like, your PlayStation's too hot and just shut off.
Not the good hot either. Your PlayStation's hot.
But it's quite an enjoyable game. My tactic on those games is basically cowardice. So it's just hide in the circle, and hope that enough people take each other out.
Yeah, you see, because I'm the
before
opposite.
They find me.
I want to get in. I want to get in and take people out and stuff like that. And that's why I prefer the multiplayer side, because it is pretty full on and it's a lot of spawn die. But if you get your head around it, it's okay. So yeah, I like it. I've been enjoying playing it. So
cool.
I'm surprised how much.
Another thing before we go any further, I'd be remiss if I don't mention this. I'm not even the host, but I'm jumping in. Have you finished Final Fantasy VII yet?
Oh yeah.
No.
Okay. Resume.
But I'll tell you what, I did transfer my save from my PS TV to my Vita. So
wow. We made a small step.
With it.
Yeah, yes. That's the hard bit done anyway.
Yeah.
Sit back for another couple of years.
The ultimate boss.
But yeah.
We could. I think this is the first one that I played this generation. I got Ghosts when I first got my PS4. I thought it was rubbish. After about an hour, sacked that off. And every other one I just haven't bothered with. I used to play them loads on a 360, but this generation. I'm just not bothered. And I tried a bit of the Warzone, but the Battle Royale stuff, I just don't like Battle Royale games.
I can't do them.
So,
I literally cannot do them.
So
I tried
now
Fortnite, couldn't get into it.
But now they've put these new stuff in there. I've still got it installed on my PS4, and I've always, a couple of mates I play Battlefield with jump onto it.
All 300 gigabytes of it.
Oh yeah, like I did have it on my PC and my PS4, and I was like, this is just taking space from my PC, and I just got rid of it. It's like it's just sat there not getting played, and stopping me from installing stuff that I want to play. So I was like,
exactly.
Yeah, go on. Have you anything else, Biggie?
Yeah, one thing that I thought was a bit interesting. A colleague from work plays Modern Warfare on a PC, and he got permabanned the other week. And he explained to me, but he said he doesn't cheat. Genuinely, I believe the guy that he doesn't cheat, and he's absolutely...
He'd have no reason to lie to you, would he?
Yeah, and he's lost everything that he's accumulated in that game. So he's talking about custom skins, everything he's unlocked. His account has gone, and I'm just like mind blown. And apparently, you can't appeal until maybe a month or so down the line. So yeah, he was really frustrated.
Did they give him a sort of reason of like how he cheated, or
no?
He's some salty player.
They shut you down. You're done.
He's probably just really fucking good.
Possibly, I don't know. I mean, again, I've not played with him, but I just couldn't believe that.
Wow,
so I was really gutted for the guy.
That's not good.
I think that's really bad if you can't appeal, if they can't provide evidence as to why that's happened.
Yeah, it's probably just some. Yeah, like I say, some salty player who just kept getting destroyed and was like, I'm not having this.
Can individuals like report people for things like that, like cheating?
Yeah,
that's awful.
Because sometimes it's like obvious when people are cheating.
Yeah, of course.
Like, they'll follow someone, like someone's aimbot, and they'll follow someone through a wall, and you'll pop out, and then you'll get shot. It's like, how would you even know I'm there? Because they can see you through the wall. I suppose that's one advantage of playing it on a console.
Yeah,
I know it's meant to be cross-play, but you might.
Wow.
Can't put those things on a console as far as
my condolences to your friend, Biggie. Honestly.
No, I was the same. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Funny enough, he set up another account so he could carry on playing.
Good.
And he said he's going to pre-order the new one. So there you go.
Oh, he's an animal.
Exactly what I said. I said I'd be done with that game if it hadn't.
Yeah.
I've been doing with that company.
I know. Yeah, and the other thing that I've been doing for no apparent reason, went on to Disney Plus that I have for my daughter, and started going back through the Marvel universe again.
Yes,
lovely.
That's what I like to hear.
And I'm up to Avengers: Age of Ultron. And one thing that really didn't realise first time around was that because of the gaps between the movies, now watching them is sort of quite close. Can't think of the word. Proximity, thank you. That it's just made it a bit more coherent because there are obviously those gaps in time where I couldn't remember. I watched these movies, I couldn't remember what had happened. I watched the Avengers and I thought I don't remember anything about the plot at all.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just watching it again, really enjoyed it the second time around. So
yeah, because things like Thor: The Dark World is quite maligned. Like, it's not great; it's a bit boring, but actually.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
It's one of the more important ones.
Yeah, especially near the end it is.
Yeah, it involves one of the Infinity Stones, so it's one of the more important ones. It's just not that great. But yeah,
it's but you're right. It's okay. There are bits in it.
When Infinity War came out, I did a watch of every single one. So leading up every night, I did a watch. It's Iron Man, and then I think I did the Incredible Hulk still as well, and Thor and Captain America, Avengers, and I did one every night leading up to when Infinity War came out.
Wow,
super fan.
So I absolutely love it. Absolutely,
I like them a lot.
Yeah,
I don't think there's actually a bad one. I don't think there's a really bad one.
Might push for an episode on the MCU.
Absolutely,
there's plenty to talk about.
Yeah. And one last thing I wanted to quickly point out, just for my own personal recommendation, is for anyone that's got an Xbox, the games with gold. This month they've got The Division. Which, for anyone that's never played it, it's free. Give it a go. I when the beginning of the pandemic started, I watched the movie Contagion, not for any reason, just to point to it.
So many people did that. It became
like a little phenomenon, right?
I was like, I don't want to watch this.
But the way that movie ends, and because I've already played The Division, the way the movie ends is literally how the Division starts.
Yeah, that's right.
It's just literally so close. So then, for a bit of cathartic reasons, I dived into The Division after watching the movie. And really enjoyed it. It felt like I was making a little difference. And I was a fan the first time around, but the fact that it's free this month, I just thought anyone that's never tried it, if you've got an Xbox, go for it.
Can't go wrong with free, can you?
No.
Great, brilliant. So next up, Dimican, what have you been up to this week?
Well, I've had a week off work, so you'd think, lots of time there to play some games, watch some movies, but I've been painting the dining room. But I have managed to play a short game called A Short Hike. I picked this up. This came out recently on the Switch. I picked it up in a sale for £4 something. I think it's only £5 retail anyway, so it's not
cheap.
expensive. So this is you're playing. Your character is a small bird called Claire, who's on holiday at a place called Hawk Peak. Objective of the game is to make it to the top of the mountain, and in order to get phone signal.
We've all been there.
So you do this by climbing the mountain, walking the footpaths, gliding across to new areas.
Just hold your phone in the air. And that's the easiest thing to do, isn't it?
She's a bird. She's got no hands.
Yeah.
You have a stamina bar, which is like made up of feathers, which you can collect on the way to increase your stamina. You can get those. You can find them randomly in the map through exploration or doing tasks for the other islanders, which are basic tasks, collect seashells.
Like real life. That's how I get my stamina, by doing tasks for other people.
Exactly. Yeah. So it was really good. It is what it is. A short hike. It took about an hour and a half, 2 hours. A bit longer if you did all the tasks.
That's fine for a 5.
I like games like that.
The little interactions are quite cool with the other islanders.
Yeah,
it's sort of.
Sometimes you just need a game like that, don't you? One that's only like 2 hours long.
One and done.
Yeah, that was it. It was good. It was
like,
a good Sunday afternoon sort of game,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So many games these days are like so long. It's just like I just love finding a game that's like I say, 4 hours max, and you can get a lot out of them.
Yeah, I bought it from that charity bundle. I think it's in part of that.
The itch.io.
Oh, it's part of that when you got like 5 million games.
That's right. Yeah.
You got all the games.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why I didn't do that for some reason. I don't know why I didn't do that.
No, I don't know why you didn't do that either.
It was one of those ones I was like, I intend to do that, and then it just left my mind for some reason. I
slipped past you, didn't it, mate?
I'd never play them all anyway. I can't play all the ones that I've bloody got already, so never mind.
True.
5,000 extra. Yeah, no, I'm going to check out that, actually. It's on the list to get on the Switch once I finish Paper Mario.
Definitely recommend it.
What would you rate it out of 10?
It's a good time.
How many feathers out of 10 would you rate it?
How many feathers out of 10?
Yeah.
I'd score it a 9.
9 feathers out of 10?
For what it is, for a 2-hour game, yeah.
That's really, official.
A really good time. It was.
Love it.
Just tweet about it.
Shocking.
I'll be here all evening.
Beautiful.
Might kick him off for that.
Yeah, get him off.
Have you been up to anything else?
I've been watching a series on Netflix called Cobra Kai.
Yeah, I've heard good things about
Daniel
this.
San. Yes,
has
I
anybody
love
else
it.
been watching this?
I've watched it all. I watched it all this week.
Yeah.
Adore it.
It's binge worthy, definitely.
Oh, it's so good.
So this is like a sort of spin-off series based on the 1984 Karate Kid movie.
Yeah, classic.
Is this like the longest gap between the original source material?
One of many.
It's got to be something like that. It must hold a record for that.
Well, there's the Thing, and then the Thing prequel.
Blade Runner, maybe.
Blade Runner,
yeah. True.
So this is like Cobra Kai was the name of the dojo
The
the
enemies.
sort of
Yeah, the
the
bad
enemy
guys.
from the bad guys
baddies.
from the Karate Kid. Show no weakness.
Yeah, strike first.
And you're sort of following sort of the lead sort of bad guy, Johnny. I can't think of his surname in it. Johnny.
Just Johnny.
Just Johnny.
Johnny.
But
Johnny
yeah,
Kroger.
sort of, you get a sort of you get an idea of how that film was told from his perspective.
Yeah, you do.
And
I
the way
expect
the way that he sees things, and it's a really cool little way that.
And it's the same guy as well, just 30 years
It's
later.
the same guy. It's the same guy. It's the same guy who plays both characters.
Yeah,
Daniel as
Daniel.
well.
Yeah.
Daniel, yeah,
So-
Ralph Macchio.
Yeah, Ralph Macchio, who still looks a bit like a kid.
He
Really?
does, doesn't he?
Wasn't he
I
like
just-
30 years old when he played Daniel in the first
No,
movie?
no, he were a
No,
kid.
he can't be
No, he were really.
There was
kid.
something like that he was actually a hell of a lot older than he was in the movie.
He probably was older because he's not a
28.
big man.
He was 28.
There you go.
Yeah.
2 years old.
Really?
Quick check on IMDb, 28 it was. Yeah.
Take
He was
that.
28 in
28
Karate
in the
Kid.
Karate Kid.
No,
God.
God, no, sorry. That's Karate Kid Part 3. He was
Yeah.
23 Karate Kid. So
Wow.
23, playing
He
a
looks
what,
about
15-year-old.
12.
I know.
Wow.
I played his dad.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. And he still looks about 23 now. Wow.
So these you can watch these on Netflix. I watched the first season on YouTube.
Is that where they're from?
Originally,
YouTube Originals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
I didn't think anyone
they're on-
used that.
They're on Netflix now, so if you got Netflix, get on
Oh,
that.
they're so good. And the music. Oh, the music's impeccable.
Does it
on
have
it.
montages? Like
Yes.
proper 80s style montage.
It does. There's a lot of 80s references in it, and they reference the original film in some of the best ways as well. Like
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get on that.
yeah, so get on. Oh, Johnny Lawrence, that was his name. I've just
Johnny
remembered.
Lawrence.
Johnny
Yeah,
Lawrence.
Johnny Lawrence.
Yeah.
It's really
Oh,
good
yeah,
though.
give that a
like,
watch.
I felt really like sympathetic, even though he's an alcoholic
definitely.
asshole.
Yeah, definitely.
Love
It
him.
flips the roles, doesn't it? Really.
Yeah, and I didn't expect
well.
the outcome of the end of the seasons either. It's like, whoa! I'm actually getting surprised by this. I really like it.
I might
Watch
be
it.
misremembering this, but I think there's a theory that Daniel's actually more of the arsehole than Johnny is. There's a little theory online if you look into
You should definitely watch Cobra Kai.
Ah, there you go.
So yeah, that's it for me.
Oodles, what have you been up to?
I haven't been playing games,
You haven't?
so no, I haven't. No,
Oh, jeez. Are you alright, mate?
no, yeah, I'm fine. I mean, I have been playing games, but nothing that I can discuss on here because I've already discussed them. I've been really, actually leading off of Cobra Kai. I watched Cobra Kai and I was like, I'm in an 80s mood. I'm in an late 80s, early 90s mood.
Mm.
So I was watching a few films this week, and the film that stood out the most is a film I've taken notes on, and this film's been known as it's been called the Citizen Kane of the early 90s. You might have seen it, you might have not. It's called Demolition Man, starring
Yes.
Sylvester Stallone and Sir Wesley Snipes.
What a film.
It's one of those films that shouldn't be good, but is incredible.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Last Action Hero, that's one of those films. People think Last Action Hero. What's Last Action Hero? It's so meta, it's unreal.
I like Last Action Hero. I think
It's
someone
so
mentioned
good.
it last week, maybe. I know it was another podcast I listened to. Sorry.
There's other podcasts.
Yeah, they were talking about the greatest action films, and
Did they
they
mention
said,
Die Hard at all?
"Oh yeah, Die Hard's in it." Oh no, dickheads put Die Hard with a Vengeance through over Die Hard.
Whoa, that is terrible.
Yeah,
That's really
so
bad.
I was not
BKO,
happy about
motherfucker.
that. I was not happy about that.
But yeah, Demolition Man.
There's your Die Hard mention for the week, folks.
Yeah, it's always going to be mentioned. Demolition Man is perfect. It was made in 90. I think it released in 92, but it's still very 80s in essence. You know what I mean when I'm saying very 80s as well. I don't even have to explain that. It just is. Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes absolutely chewing the scenery, both of them. From start to finish. Wesley Snipes plays Simon Phoenix, the baddie, and Sylvester Stallone. Can anyone remember his name? Because I do. What would you call a strong cap with
John
a beret
Spartan.
on? John Spartan. That's it. Did you
Oh, very
Google
good.
that?
I've got IMDb up in front of me, yeah, just to see.
John Spartan. He wears a beret, which is strange because he's in the police force. And I don't think the police force wear berets, but never mind. Yeah, what happens in that, if you've never seen it, I mean, you should. I won't spoil the endings or anything, but I'll give you the summary. Basically, I think it starts in 1992, Los Angeles. Crime's really bad. Simon Phoenix is just running amok with his gangs. And he gets caught by John Spartan, his arch rival and nemesis. And they put him in cryo prison. Now, in this sci-fi universe, when you freeze a body, it stays frozen and doesn't die. So, basically, cut a long story short, they get thawed out in the future of 2032. The distant future of 2032. in the new city of, I think it's San Angeles or Los Francisco or something. They merge
Something
it
like that,
together. Yeah. And it's just an absolute romp. It's from start to finish. It's quite wholesome in sections because society has become really wholesome, and there's no physical contact with people. You can't have babies without a license. It's very scientific. There's 3 seashells. You all know how they're used, so I won't even discuss that with you. Basically, you can't even swear in this society, but there's sinister undertones to the whole film, and it actually becomes quite a conspiracy underneath. So definitely watch it. But I've got some not so well-known facts about the film, just a few little factoids to get you in the mood to watch it yourself. So if you'll indulge me for a few minutes, I'm going to read these out. Is that okay, guys?
Yeah, go on.
Absolutely.
Excellent. So Sylvester Stallone... No, okay. Bye. So Sylvester Stallone wanted the Simon Phoenix character to be played by Jackie Chan. Chan refused, since Asian audiences don't like the idea of actors who have always played heroes suddenly playing evil characters. So imagine a world where Jackie Chan was the bad guy. I think it'd still been pretty cool.
It wouldn't have worked as well, though, was it? Jackie Chan is great, but that part is just...
He's
Wesley Snipes is just perfect.
He is amazing
perfect
in that film.
in that. His
So
delivery,
good.
his look, everything about him is perfect for that film. Yeah.
The title was taken from the band The Police song of the same name, hence the use of Sting to remake the song for the movie. So you didn't know that, did you?
Nope.
Little factoid for you again. So for some non-American releases, references to Taco Bell were changed to Pizza Hut, since the former was virtually unknown in many foreign countries at that time. So there's actually a few different versions of that film. I can see, Stig, you want to touch up on this. I can see you shaking.
I only ever saw the Taco Bell version. Never seen it for some reason. I've never seen Pizza Hut. I've just seen the Taco Bell version. And it made me want a Taco Bell so much. Because we didn't have it in the UK.
The Taco Bell in that film is like really, really posh.
5-star, like 5
Michelin.
Yeah. But
I never had one.
I always want one, and I only ever had one the first time last year. I absolutely love Taco Bell.
So, funnily enough, in other parts of the world, there's more than just the Taco Bell and Pizza Hut versions. There's things like Papa John's version and some restaurants I don't even know the names of. But there's a thing that goes around. There's 2 Blu-ray editions. There's the Taco Bell version and the Pizza Hut version. And believe it or not, the changed Pizza Hut version is the one that's most expensive and rare. So if you find the Pizza Hut version, go for it and grab it.
Is there a Greg's version?
Now we're talking.
That would be good. Adrienne Barbeau is the computer's voice. She also voiced the computer in The Thing. So linking to The Thing. So you'll recognise that voice. Also, in Kuwait, the Arabic title was Rambo the Destroyer. Since Rambo movies were very popular, the distributor thought associating Sylvester Stallone to Rambo in the title would sell more tickets. So it wasn't called Rambo in the film, but they was called it Rambo the Destroyer. And the last little nugget of information I've got for you is the original cut was 3.5 hours long.
Oh, where
Imagine
can I find
that.
Wow.
Imagine
that.
Find that. And apparently it exists and it's in the wild. Obviously, because some of the scenery is like not been touched up, but that cut exists.
Well, they are doing the release of Snyder cut, so we can just fans keep calling for other cuts to be released. So
The
let's
Greg's
get on that
cut.
one.
Let's get on it.
Modern Escapism can.
At least release an extended cut of a good film.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking though, if they released, did you say it was in Israel? Where did you say that? So
Kuwait.
So I'm guessing that if the movie was dubbed, then they could have said his name was Rambo.
Yeah, probably. And it basically
may work that way.
It wasn't too long after Rambo 3, so he still looked kind of like Rambo, just with no mullet and in a beret. But I think it's one of those films, and we'll probably do a topic on this in the future about films that don't deserve to be that good, but they are. Because everything about it, you think, oh, this is going to be trash, but it's just...
Isn't that most 90s action films, though?
Yeah, but some
think of the plot. I know, but think of the plot of some of the best 90s action.
No, Die Hard's not crap.
No, that's 80s. That's 80s, so...
But I have that with Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
I really like that film.
Paul Verhoeven.
But that works as a parody, though. That is super.
But
it's deliberate, isn't it?
Yeah.
Something like Face Off. The plot of that is just like, we're going to change one man's face to another, change all his body. It sounds so rubbish, but I love Face Off. It's brilliant.
Yeah, Face Off's really good.
Yeah, me too.
No one talks about the fact that Nicolas Cage is a foot taller than John Travolta, but we'll let it slide.
And also they managed to give one of them John Travolta's bigger, bulkier body while slimming the other one down. It's fine.
I love it. But people listening, if you've never seen Demolition Man, it's now on Netflix. It's in nice HD visuals. Get it watched.
I might do that actually, to be honest.
Because I haven't seen it since I think it came out.
It's aged really well. It's not as problematic as you might think as some of those films are. Whatever they've done Netflix, whichever version they've got, it must be the Blu-ray version they've put on, because it's absolutely lovely. The only thing that makes you realise how old it is because 2032 is the distant future, and they've still got 80s, 90s haircuts and stuff. But I think it's brilliant. Just watch it. Grab your popcorn or whatever you have, and just absolutely, it's absolutely incredible.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yep.
And that's all I've been doing this week.
Wonderful.
Watching films.
Watching films. Can't go wrong there. I've watched a lot of films. Well, I'll say a lot for me. There's three films I've watched this week. I tell you what you have been watching, which I'm going to touch on now. The Boys.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes, mate.
I thought you were going to talk about The Boys, man. That's what I was going to mention. That it's so
I haven't
good.
Seen this.
It is so good. I'm not going to spoil it, but it's bloody, it's sweary, it does a really interesting.
It's gross, mate. It's gross.
Oh yeah, it's super gross.
Have you read the graphic novel? So I have.
Yeah.
I haven't. It's a series.
I have not actually. No.
It's really good. Check it out. It's very good. They've done a very good job of converting.
Good translation of it.
Yeah.
Sort of,
but
book to screen.
It's just a really good take on superheroes. Whereas, the Avengers are the good guys and they'll save people and everything like that. It's like they're viewed as good guys. The world thinks they're good guys, but in the background, behind the scenes, they aren't. The very flawed people, very power hungry, especially the main guy, Homelander. He is just an absolute arsehole.
He's like, imagine if Superman was a knobhead.
Yeah. Just a not like a bad guy, not like a super villain, just an absolute prick.
Yeah, just a prick.
That's what he is. He's basically Superman, isn't he? His character is Superman with kind of get up of Captain America. The whole, he's red, white, and
bleached
blue.
Blonde hair.
Yeah, his cape is an American flag and everything, but he's just he's awful. He's really awful.
He's actually really sinister and really scary.
Yeah. Because he's so powerful, obviously everyone's scared.
Yeah, you daren't say anything to him, and he's got some really strange habits that I won't spoil because it's disgusting.
Yeah, but Carl Urban is the main protagonist.
Billy Butcher.
Yeah, Billy Butcher.
Yeah.
He's very flawed, obviously himself, but he's just brilliant. Dropping C-bombs
terrible accent though
everywhere. Isn't that his proper accent?
I don't know what that is. I don't know what.
No, he is. He's from.
I think
He's
he's
from
New
Aussie,
Zealand.
isn't he?
I think he's from New Zealand, but
He's from New
putting
Zealand,
on-
or
But
I
he's
mean,
putting
yeah,
on the
he's
British, isn't he?
exaggerating it a lot, but like,
I think he's trying to put on a British accent as well. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what
agree.
it is.
I think he is trying to put a British accent on. The
I'll go
character,
with it.
the book is.
Oh right, I thought he was trying to put on an Aussie accent.
No.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know where he's from, but his accent's. I mean, I think maybe that's just the character itself, because the character seems really like on edge constantly,
Yeah.
and some really intense people have got such a strange way of talking, like myself, because I'm really edgy.
yeah.
Like I say, it's really close to the original material. He's done a very good job of
That's
the
good,
character,
that,
just
yeah.
not the accent.
Yeah.
I'll go with it anyway because it's fun. He's very sweary. He's very violent. He's very fun.
He's
so,
really he likes the Spice Girls as well, doesn't he?
yeah. And he's Carl Urban, and Carl Urban is brilliant. In everything, to be honest.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'll
Good
go along
Dredd.
with Carl Urban for most things. Oh,
The
Dredd's
best
wonderful.
Dredd, better than Stallone.
Yeah,
That Dread movie is incredible.
yeah,
Yeah,
I love
it
it.
is.
I think it came out at the same time as The Raid,
Raid,
didn't it? And they did
yeah.
very similar films.
The odds of that happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. So moving on from The Boys, yeah, the couple of things this week. Me and my wife have been watching Modern Family, which is we found it really funny.
Oh,
Yeah, I
love
like it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
I watched a few films. Blind Spotting was a really good film, and Peanut Butter Falcon. They're both on Netflix.
I watched Peanut Butter Falcon. That's really good.
Yeah, really, really good checking out. But the main film I want to talk about this week, going to bring the chat around into probably quite pretentious chat now, if some people might think.
Let's do it.
Away from the violence of Demolition Man and The Boys. But I'm going to talk about a film called Portrait of a Lady on Fire.
Don't know what that is.
No, so this is it's a romance drama set in France, 1977. It's directed by Céline Sciamma. So basically, this is Marianne, who's played by Naomi Malon, is a painter. She's commissioned to do a wedding portrait of Eloise, who's played by Adele Hanel. So basically, what this involves is back in those days when you were when the parents gave away people to suitors.
Yes.
If they'd never seen them before, what they would do is they would get a portrait painted. They would send that to the man, and he would decide whether he wanted to marry them basically.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Early version of Tinder.
yeah, basically,
but
but
without a choice.
a really slow version without a choice. Yeah, but she's reluctant. She's never met him. She doesn't love him. She's never experienced love. She's never experienced a relationship because she's only just recently left the convent.
Yeah.
So they've tried to get previous painters in to sit her down and do this, but she refuses. So the painter only ever gets to paint a body and then never gets to paint a face. So there's paintings there of her that have no face. So Marianne's brought in as to be her friend in inverted commas and
I know what you
companion.
mean.
So follow her around, get to know her, act as though you're just someone to keep a friendship on the island, and then on the night paint her portrait out from memory. But as time goes on, obviously a romance develops between the two. But this film is absolutely outstanding. I can't think of the last time a film's actually affected me like this, like when it finished.
Yeah.
It's stunning, it's intense, it's breathtakingly beautiful piece of cinema.
Is it quite art house as well?
Yes. Yeah,
Good.
it's as French as a French film gets.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
I
very
like
French.
a good old French film, though,
Yeah.
mate. I like to get involved with it.
Yeah. So, it's what it's being pitched as by the director is a film about the female gaze, but done from a female perspective. So I mean, there's literally hardly any men in this film. There's like a few men who row her to the island and then take her off at the end, and everything else is women, and even like the director, the cinematographer, like it's a very woman centric picture.
How would we watch this film?
This you have to rent it. So it's not out on anything yet. So you have to rent it off Amazon or Rakuten or somewhere like that.
I've been known to do that from time to time.
Yeah, but yeah, the two leads in it are absolutely. It's a masterclass of acting. A lot of their acting's done with their eyes and the face. Like there's, it's a lot because of the way when it's set. They have to do a lot of stuff that the characters, can't do.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
a lot of
course.
all this intense staring and looks between the two. So they're like, it's hard to describe really when they're
I can tell it's
really,
affected
yeah,
you, man.
it's just. I'm just
Wow.
trying to find the words on what it really means. But yeah, the
I
direction.
definitely have to watch it now, though. Just
direction.
for passion.
And
Absolutely.
cinematography it's absolutely stunning. It's all filmed in 8K.
Oh,
So
wow.
there are literally parts in this film where you could pause it and it looks like a painting. It looks that
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
It's so beautiful. I mean, obviously, I think that's done on purpose because of the subject matter. But it's definitely something that I really wish that I'd watched in the cinema just because of the visuals. And the last 5 minutes, honestly, it just leaves you breathless. You sat there for the last minute or so, just holding your breath.
Would it have been out in the cinema normally then if we were
Yeah,
in a normal world?
I think so. Yeah, I mean, it
It's a
came out
shame.
last year. It came out last year, so it obviously wasn't
Yeah.
the cinema.
Yeah.
But I don't
Wow.
always get the chance to
I
go to
do
them.
like those good character study films sometimes. I
Mm.
might have just been waxing lyrical about Demolition Man, but sometimes I need that more grounded
Oh yeah, definitely.
real film. I need that. I need to remember who we are as a society, and especially the past as well. I like those type of films.
It's important as well to see like other stories as well. Like I said,
Yeah,
this
of course.
is a film about relationship between two women.
Yeah.
There's one of the other actress in there. I don't know her name unfortunately, but her character Sophie is an integral part to the friendship there as well. It's all about this friendship and this romance between these women, and it's just absolutely stunning. And it has like this weird. It has like 3 endings.
All right.
Like, but they all work.
Are they more like epilogues then?
Yeah, it finished, and then it went on to something else. I was like, why does this need to happen? And then you see
Yeah.
why, and you're like, oh my god, that's why.
So not
And
like
then-
Return of the King.
No,
17
it all
endings.
happens in a space of about 5 minutes. It's like this little 5-minute period at the end of the film.
Yeah.
And then another ending kind of happens, and you're like, and I was sat there and I thought to myself, oh, this didn't need to happen. And then as it's ending, you think, oh, actually, yes, it did.
Yeah, worth it.
And you just, there's just feeling in my pit of my stomach at the end of it. It's just beautiful.
I'm
So
definitely
check
gonna watch it.
Portrait of a Lady
Yeah.
on Fire. It's definitely worth checking out if you're into something a little different.
You got me thinking of. I was very hungover many New Year's Eve ago, and the very next day we didn't know what we were going to do because we're absolutely hanging, and we got a very last minute invite to go and see the preview of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon
Okay.
in the cinema when
Yeah.
that first came out, and I went to see that, and obviously being quite interested in martial arts, I was kind of like, yeah, I'm up for that. But I was just drawn to the relationship between the characters in that movie.
Yeah, it's
With
really
the
good.
subtitles, and I was welling up because
It's a beautiful film
it
still
was so
today, though, isn't it?
intense. Yeah, the story, the passion in the acting. Again, there's a lot of gazes. The very
Yeah.
similar thing where it's the expressions that they couldn't necessarily say what they were trying to say. It was all about
Yeah.
the relationships, and
It's those
I
human
totally get where
moments.
you're coming from.
Them human moments just touch you without physically needing to even
This
having
is
to do anything.
It's as human
Very
moment as a
memorable,
film
that
as you
movie
can
for
get. Yeah. Like I
Cool.
just I wrote a little review for it on this forum, and it took me ages to actually put it all down into words. I kept starting and stopping and just thinking, how can I put this into words?
It sounds
it's just so hard to like.
It sounds
describe
bad,
it.
but
It's
I
beautiful.
like that it's made you react to this way, even just talking to us.
Yeah.
'Cause to me, that makes me think, fuck, I need to see. I need to see.
it makes you wanna see it,
I need to
doesn't
see
it?
what Stig's feeling. I need to see if I can understand it a little bit more. And
It's
go on.
100% the best new film I've seen this year. Probably the best film I've
Wow.
actually. Yeah.
Wow, lovely.
Even over
Better than
Hamilton.
Hamilton.
Oh yeah.
High praise.
Just in
Is
terms of a
anything better
film,
than Hamilton?
in terms of a pure film, it is just outstanding. So,
And that's the best way to describe it. Pure film. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, we shall be moving on now, onto our main topic
I don't think we can
of
after
this
that.
podcast. Yeah, we're gonna flip this round. So we've gone from talking about some kind of art house French film, and we're going to move on to our main topic this week, into the modern escapism. And this week we are going to be talking football. We're going to be talking about what we love about football, who we support, about our football heroes, our memories, and then move on to a little bit talking about the upcoming season and our thoughts on that.
So excited.
Yep. So before we move on to that, just so you all get an idea of where we're coming from, I'm going to go around the group tonight and ask everyone who they support, why they support them, and then we'll move on from there. So, Oodles, who do you support and why?
I like to march on together with Leeds United.
We all hate Leeds scum. We all hate Leeds scum.
Here we go. It was just been beautiful about that film, and now he's turned into a hooligan.
Turned into a football hooligan, yeah.
But this it's quite a weird story as to why I decided, because I don't care what anyone says. You decide what team you want to support. It doesn't matter what your family support. You decide yourself. And mine goes back to, I've not liked football all my life. I mean, don't get me wrong. Every kid likes to kick a ball around a garden, but football, as in watching football, I must have been about 8, 9, or 10-ish along just before I was a teenager. And it started by, of all places, with a Space Jam sticker album. Remember the film Space Jam?
Yeah.
The basketball film. Basically, I got a sticker album and I finished the Space Jam sticker album really fast because those movie tie-in ones are terrible. And I was like, oh, I need another sticker album. So what's the next best thing when it comes to sticker albums? It's
football.
A Panini one, exactly. So I bought that straight away. Whatever. I've got it at my mum's house, so I can tell you exactly when I got into football by when I find that sticker album. I got the sticker album, and I said to myself, I'm gonna love football, and whichever team I fill the stickers out first, I'm going to support. And guess who it was? Leeds United. So that's how it happened, and it just so happened that then I realised, because where I live, most people support Leeds anyway, so it just worked. It was perfect. So that's how I...
Do you not think that might have been because when you were younger, like me, I wanted to collect my team stickers, so everyone just had all the Leeds ones spares. So when you're going in the playground going, got, swap, got, it's because everyone already had the Leeds ones, so because they completed it already. So yeah, there
absolutely.
You go.
I mean, it was terrible. It was terrible reasoning, but it worked in my favour because I love him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just how it is, and it works perfectly. I mean, where I live, it's same with you as well, Stig. There's a lot of Yorkshire teams that you could pick from if you wanted to pick a local team. There's quite a lot. You could go in any direction if you wanted.
I'm a little bit top in Yorkshire myself, so my closest is Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I never lived here. I never lived here all my life, though. So yeah,
that's true. That's true. But yeah, that's why I love them, and I love them.
So, do me, who do you support and why?
I support Wigan Athletic.
Oh, somebody asked her.
Well, so sorry.
Yeah. It's not a great situation, is it?
Oh, no, not at the minute. Very uncertain times, but
bless you.
It's not always been like that.
No.
So there's a couple of reasons why I support Wigan Athletic. Firstly, it is where I'm from, but I think
it's from a place called Athletic.
More so, it's just because it was the first football team I was taken to watch live.
Mm-hmm.
Some 25 years ago. A friend of mine, his dad was a big fan, so he took me and his son along one Tuesday night in October, and it was amazing. The atmosphere on a night match, there was nothing. I've never experienced anything like that.
Your first night match, that is bigger than your first match. It's so
under the floodlights, it was superb.
Incredible.
And we lost the game.
Doesn't matter,
but it didn't matter because like the overall experience was. I had no affection to the club at that point, so the defeat didn't affect me on that level anyway. But since then, I've been hooked on following Wigan Athletic, and great times, lots of good times following that club.
A lot of bad memories as well.
Yeah, but
trust me, I'm a Leeds fan. I understand.
The good memories far outweigh the bad ones I've had following the club.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, Biggie, I mean, we can all see on our screens who you support, but would you like to tell the listeners?
It looks like Chelsea to me. Is that Chelsea?
Well, for those who aren't football fans and haven't already worked it out from my name, yeah, I'm a big cop man, so I am a Liverpool supporter.
He's not a policeman.
Yeah. So ever since, again, not too dissimilar story to Oodles. Yeah, just when I got into football when I was a kid, it was just that thing, the collective side of when you're a kid, you need to belong to something.
You do. It helps though, doesn't it? It helps you, especially teenage years. Oof.
And I had moved around a lot when I was a kid because my parents were publicans.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time I got into football, I'd already moved 3 times. So I didn't really feel like I belonged anywhere from a football side of things. So Liverpool, yes, they were at the top of the league at that point when I picked a team. Had it been Arsenal, it would have been Arsenal. You know, you pick a club that was there, I would have picked them, and I have stuck with Liverpool ever since.
It's what you do when you're younger, though. You're not going to pick a crap team, are you?
No,
that's why we have so many Man United fans from the 90s.
Yeah.
And I totally understand. You know, I've met Liverpool fans from Liverpool, and they give you that sort of you're not a true supporter and all that. But you know what?
That's not fair in my eyes.
It's not. I don't think that. I mean, I've supported them ever since I was a kid, so I've been through the same pain and the successes that the club has been through with those fans.
Yeah.
So just because I don't live there doesn't mean I'm not one. So yeah, so that's where I come from, and both my dad and my older brother were rugby fans as well. So it seems strange that I went down in the direction of football, but like you said, you kick a ball around in the park. That's what your friends do.
It's just good, isn't it?
What we did.
It's just a good thing to do.
So
what about you, Stig?
Me, just like Biggie, I'm a Liverpool fan.
Oh.
I don't come from Liverpool. I was born and bred in, well, not bred really. Born in Huddersfield, moved up to the top end of North Yorkshire. So the reason I support Liverpool really is because of my brother. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. My dad didn't really follow anyone at that time. And my brother picked Liverpool, and he just got me to follow Liverpool with him. I was born in the 80s, but I didn't really start getting into football till mid-90s. So it didn't come from me because of Liverpool's success of the 80s or anything like that. I literally just came because of my brother. I mean, I had a lot of friends who were United fans who tried to get me to change to United, but I was never tempted. I never went over.
I'm glad you didn't.
No, but I just what Biggie was saying about theirs, you get some fans that say, "Oh, because you're not from Liverpool, you can't really be a proper Liverpool supporter." And but this last year or so, I've joined this WhatsApp group of Liverpool supporters. We kind of met through a Liverpool podcast, and there's some Scouse lads in there that are they really could not give a shit where we're from. We've got guys in that group from America. And from the Middle East and stuff.
That's what you want. That's exactly what you want, though.
And we're just like one. Like we win there to support Liverpool, and we talk in Liverpool, and so there's some great lads out there that really, and it's kind of helped me bond with Liverpool a lot more since then. But so
good.
shout out to the Tor Ultras. They know who they are. Give them a little shout out there.
God bless.
But yeah. So that's where I am really. Support Liverpool because of my brother. Carried on ever since.
You've had a cracking year, mate. You've had a cracking year.
Oh yeah, just unfortunately, there was one point where we didn't know what was going to happen, and that was a bit
emotional
rubbish,
roller coaster.
Yeah,
and I have to say, it's 30 years. I mean, it's like it's cliche, but it was written. It was just kind of this is going to be the year, and before the pandemic, it was, we were just unstoppable. And then just that gap, when football restarted and there weren't fans in the stadium and we didn't know, some leagues around the world were saying, we're going to,
You'll never forget it though, man. That's the best thing.
It feels weird. It feels like it's a win, but it's not quite the same.
It's a weird win, isn't it?
There's no parade. I booked.
Trust me, I'm there as well. I'm a Leeds fan. We've gone up, so it's like
So my
weird.
mate runs a pub in Liverpool, and we were going to go up and stay there and see the parade, and it's just kind of don't know when that's going to happen.
Yeah.
So it's just
wow.
Yeah, because I was going to like these lads from our WhatsApp group. We're literally talking about it's back in October, November when we were like, right, we're just going to like this is our year. Like, you know, everyone takes a piss over the many years. Liverpool, this is our year, but like this was our year,
Yeah.
and we were saying, right, we are having a meet up. We're going to come down. We're going to get absolutely wankered, and we're going to celebrate this league win. And obviously we haven't been able to do that. So, you know, when it's safe to do so, we're going to make up for lost time and do it. But
Smashing stereotypes of football fans there.
yeah. But,
So when all these leagues across Europe were sort of just putting a stop to it,
Oh,
like, you know, like in France and
Yeah.
the Netherlands, you guys
Yeah.
must have been.
Shit.
my mates were saying the only thing that was going to stop Liverpool winning a trophy was going to be a pandemic. I mean, it's insane that would be the reason why. You know?
yeah.
You've got a really good story though, as fans of the club. You've got an absolute story that you can tell for generations now. Like we're the COVID team. You know what I mean? We're the ones that beat the pandemic. It's pretty
And
cool.
I absolutely loved the big, massive podium and thing they put up in the middle of the Kop.
Yeah.
You know, some
Yeah.
people are just like look at them like, you know, that's taking the piss really. But like we didn't have the
No.
fans. They didn't have these guys didn't have the fans around to do it.
To look
So,
at and talk
to
to.
just
and-
let them do that and go off
Yeah.
on one. That was brilliant.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
God bless you all.
right, so before this gets into a bit of a Liverpool loving, because I'm well aware there's
Yeah,
two
making me a
Liverpool
little
fans.
bit sick.
Yeah, I'm well aware there's two Liverpool fans on here, so I don't want to get bogged down in that too much. Just want to talk about really what football means to us and to you guys. Oodles, I'll start with you, go back to you, and you know, what does football mean to you?
It's actually changed its meaning to me within many different key moments of my life. Like originally, I liked talking about the players to my friends in the schoolyard and swapping stickers and talking who's the fastest, who's scored most goals, but not really knowing because you're a kid and there were no internet then. As I've got into my 20s, into my 30s, I've just embraced it. I'm like, I fucking love football. The main thing I do love about it really is that, like you've already touched, that rallying support from a group of like-minded individuals, especially like when you're in the pub and you're just chatting and you've got so much passion about a couple 11 men running around a pit. You're just like, you just don't understand what it's like if you're not into it. But you can be this passionate about anything. And what I like to say to my mates, and they don't understand because a lot of my mates are either like football fans or gamers or certain niches, and I'm Mr. I love everything. And I say to my big diehard football fans, I'm like, do you know how I'm playing games? You know, I think I'm nerdy, and they're like, yeah. Well, football's nerdy, and you don't realise it's nerdy. And they're like, what do you mean? I went, well, how many goals did so and so score last year? And they'll go 32, and you're like, how did you know that? That's just a stat. That's a stat, which is what I'm doing when I'm playing games. And they're like, "Oh, okay." I like that banter that you have as well.
Some
I just
people
love
love
the whole
stats.
thing. Oh yeah, but yeah, it means to me it's about that social aspect. And at the moment, with social distancing and stuff like that, it's dropping off a little bit. But I still love it.
Yeah. And what about yourself, Deemakin?
Yeah, I'll echo what Oodles was saying there about the social side of it, especially nowadays, and especially after like lockdown, where you've not been able to see your friends and things as normal. But just going to the pub before the game, meeting up with everybody, having that chat, a few pints, going to the game, and then coming back to the pub afterwards, and drunkenly analysing it as best you can. Every football fan every football fan likes to think that they should be the next England manager sort of thing. So, but yeah, I just love that. I absolutely do.
It's so good.
I can't wait till fans are allowed back in the ground.
Yeah, well,
I
they're
think it's
talking
going
about it, aren't
to
they?
be so hard to get tickets when that happens for everyone.
It was hard enough beforehand.
Exactly.
Yeah. I know that the Chelsea and Brighton, I think they had a friendly where they let in 2,500 fans. And there's been talk about trying to get some fans in at the end of October. So, as long as it's all done safely and distance-wise and, within the safety parameters and guidelines, then, hopefully it'll start to add a bit of atmosphere back into the games because those FIFA noises that they put over the top of the games at the moment. That really,
horrendous.
they don't really do it for you. But then you can't watch it without them.
Oh,
because
it's so
like,
much better with it though.
It is
Yeah.
better with
so
it.
much better with it.
But because without it though, it's just like a swimming gala, isn't it? You just all this echoing and stuff. It's like, but with it, it's just like there's someone with a button, and it'll press them at the wrong time, and it's just like just so
Just
wrong.
at the wrong time.
Yeah,
It's so good.
yeah. So Biggie, it's similar to yourself. Like what the other guys have said. Oh,
Yeah, I mean, it's the fans are such a big part of it, and to see the end of the season, watching some of the games, it's so weird. I can't imagine what it's like for the players. You know, the atmosphere on the pitch. They can actually probably hear their managers shouting out orders now, because before they probably couldn't hear it. You know, it's just it's something else. But I mean, you know, when I was a kid, I always wanted to be, you know, a Kenny Dalglish. You know, I wanted to be that guy when I was a kid, but I wasn't.
Legend.
I wasn't a talented player at all. I was your average kid who liked to play football but wasn't particularly good at it. My skill was probably more in goal than ever on the pitch. I played for Sunday league teams. Did five-a-side in my college days. So yeah, you know, it's been all part of my life until I got too big to play football. But
Too many fans. That's what you mean. Too big. Yeah. Too famous.
And even my PlayStation name came from. I used to work abroad on cruise ships, and when I came ashore after doing it for 13 years, I decided to get onto online gaming, and I didn't know what to call myself. So I was trying to think of names, and I used to be called Big Man on the ship because I'm like 6'2", quite a big guy. So I obviously typed that in and couldn't get it.
Yeah.
Somebody else had already got it, and then I looked up and my Liverpool shirt was hanging up, and I was thinking, "Oh, what can I do football?" You know, and then somehow came up with Big Cop Man.
Big Dalglish.
Yeah, it could have been anything, right? But yeah, it just ended Big Anfield Man. But yeah, it just ended up that way, and I've kept it ever since.
Beautiful.
Cool.
But yeah, just very interestingly, we used to do cruise ships. We used to have themed cruises. And we used to get some of the ex-footballers would come on the ship and talk to passengers about their life or something like that. So I've been fortunate to meet Jeff Hurst.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Phil Tomo Thompson. Gary Mabbott, for just to mention a few. And there's a picture that I sent in our channel the other day where I got to play in a crew versus passengers tournament where they had some of the ex-pro footballers would either play or would sort of overwatch the game. And
on the top deck of the cruise ship?
No, this is ashore. We'd go ashore in one of the ports.
I think you'd lose a lot of balls if you're playing on the ship, wouldn't you?
Exactly. Yeah. They do have five-a-side nettings and stuff. But
I've seen some big ones.
We went ashore, so I think we're in Port of Vigo. And I think we went off to play a game against the passengers.
Wow.
And,
that's cool.
Gordon Banks was sitting on the bench with Peter Osgood. Alan Mullery was the referee for the game. And Norman Bitey Legs Hunter was playing on the pitch. And I was in goal. And one of our players tried to clear the ball in the area and actually did probably the Karate Kid move and nearly took the head off one of the passengers. Alan Mullery blew for a penalty. And I had to take a penalty with Norman Bitey Legs Hunter. And he absolutely slammed it at me. I saved it, believe it or not. Spiral fractured my finger. The rebound went back to him and he scored it right past me. At the end of the game, as we were walking back, Gordon Banks came up to me and tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Good save." And I was just like, "Fucking hell!"
Yeah,
that's all you
awesome.
need. That's
awesome.
all you need. Wow.
It's little things like that just
Yeah. I think for myself as well, it's just very similar to what you guys have said. It's the passion about being with a group of fans, whether it's be Liverpool fans or fans or things like that. Like, it's just no film or TV can make you feel like what football does. As much as it tries, and as much as it
can ruin your week.
Yeah, as much as a good film can make you sad, make you happy, make you angry, nothing will bring you the emotions that football does. It's made me angry. It's made me ecstatic. It's brought me to tears, joyful tears, sad tears. Like it has done everything, and I don't think anything can replace that at all.
No, I like
other
sport does that.
Yeah, but I like other sports, but nothing touches what football does, in my
I
opinion.
mean, it's not even just talking about your team. You know, I'm quite patriotic as well. When England are playing,
Yeah.
and when Bobby Robson was manager, we went out in. I'm going to forget the year now. Remind me, was it 90?
1990, Italian 90, yeah.
Yeah. When
Yeah.
we went out then, and we were so close, you know, in the going into the semis. It was just kind of.
I don't remember it. I'm too young.
Yeah.
I've seen it. Don't get me wrong. I've watched it.
Yeah, I was watching that live in a pub with my mates, and it just felt like this.
You were
this
in a
was gonna
pub
be
in
the one.
90. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Well, he did say that he was the Gandalf of the group, didn't he? So.
He did. I were in a
you.
pub in 90, but in a pushchair.
Have you
yeah, I was gutted, man, watching that game. Absolutely.
have you
gutted.
seen the documentary about that? One Night in Turin, I think it's called.
That's where I've seen
No,
it.
I haven't yet. No, I haven't.
That's where I've
Yeah.
seen it.
That's really good. Narrated
It's on Amazon
by...
still now.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, free
Yeah, you
as
should
well.
definitely
It's got
give that a
Prime.
watch.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I
Yeah.
mean, Bobby Robson was just one of the kindest, nicest people apparently in the
Yeah.
game.
I've heard.
Um,
I've heard he was. Yeah.
And apparently you could see it in his eyes, the disappointment in his eyes that night. Just he felt so sorry for just the country, the weight. You know, the players obviously felt it, but even as a manager, they have that pressure.
Yeah, really sad.
I don't know why he didn't stay on, really, unless it was.
Yeah.
I just, it wasn't.
They
one of
probably
those,
said he would. Yeah, there's
Yeah, but it wasn't one of those ones
inside
where
politics to it.
where they got knocked out. Embarrassment. It wasn't an embarrassment.
No, it's true.
In lockout, like with our last World Cup, we got knocked out in the semis.
2016.
Yeah, it's not like anything like that, was it? Or like some of the others we've witnessed. But anyway,
No.
just talking about Italian United, brings us on to our next subject, really. In it, we want to talk about our earliest memories, first experiences. Was this whether the first games you went to, or just the first time you can remember, like enjoying football. Hit my microphone. Sorry. The first time you remember,
It's getting so passionate.
like enjoying football and taking more notice of it, and when it started to creep into your psyche, really. And so go back to Woodles again. I mean, I think we've talked about some of that, but if there's anything else,
I can remember my first proper like football memory where it were a stepdad at the time. He said, "Do you want to go watch a Leeds match?" And I was like, "Yeah." I'm 10, 11-year-old. I'm like, absolutely, of course I do. He went, right, come on, we're going now. Like straight away, we're like, what? That's weird. So we got on the train into Leeds, and I'm like, they're not playing today. Even I knew they weren't playing today. They're playing day after. And he went, oh yeah, we're going for an Ellen Road tour first. He's booked that. I was like, what? So we went round Ellen Road. We did all the tour, and at the end of the tour, my hero turned up, Tony Yeboah, and oh my god, it was just incredible to see him. And he were like, and he said, oh yeah, if I score, I'll point to you in the crowd and stuff, because we told him we're going to be there next day and stuff. And guess what? He didn't score next day. So that never happened. We actually lost 2-0 to Barnsley, which is weird.
Oh, that's
a bit of a derby.
Yeah.
So that's one of my earliest proper football memories. But as you said, it doesn't matter when you first go to the match and they lose. It doesn't matter. You're like, wow, this is it. This is what I want. These uncomfortable seats. Do you know what I mean? This is exactly what I needed. And since then, I've gone many times. I've never been a season ticket holder. I've never been able to commit myself to that because of work and stuff, especially since I've been older. But when you can, you can. Do you know what I mean? When you can, you go. Not always away. I've been to some away matches, but not always. Just really good, man. It's just
yeah. I mean, I hadn't managed to get to any Liverpool games this season. Just gone because it was pre-COVID. Because it's just tickets for at the time. When you good, tickets just gold dust.
Yeah, you've been a
over.
top flight club forever though.
Yeah.
It's like tickets.
I used to be able to get tickets easy, but it was anyway. We couldn't get any. We finally got tickets, and it was for the Crystal Palace game, and that probably would have been the game we won. Had we beaten Everton, we probably would have won the league on that one. That's kind of how we tried to, work it out. So and then obviously I think 2 weeks before that game, it's just like, right, Premier League shutting down. So I've unfortunately haven't been for a while. But you're right. Like if you can go, get there. It's
just
brilliant.
go. If you're not even into it, just it's different when you're there. It's like I'm not a big fan of boxing, but when I went to watch a boxing match, I'm like, fuck me, I love boxing. Do you know what I mean? It's like, wow.
Well,
it's when you're there.
Being back in the crowd and being with the people and the electricity that's going around. It's.
I can imagine even things like curling would be exciting, and I really don't like curling.
Well, apparently darts is good, right? From what I've heard.
No, it's not. Darts is
The
not.
live event apparently is quite a good night out.
The best thing about darts is it's in a pub.
Yeah, not according to you guys last week, anyway.
Exactly.
Anyway, what about yourself, Dean? I know you'd already touched on some of your other memories, but is there anything else that
I mean, I remember bits of Italia '90. I was so young at the time. I can't really remember everything, but I do remember things, little bits from that tournament. USA '94, I think, was the first World Cup when I was really focused on what was happening in it and watching the games and being completely obsessed with like watching Romario and Stoichkov and Hadji and some of the greatest players of all time in that tournament. And I don't know, it just seemed so bright and colourful, that tournament.
Yeah, massive production values to that though.
Big
as well.
open like NFL stadiums where they're like
huge crowds.
It's all like open air, like rather than like the obviously most football stadiums are open at the top, but they've still got roofs in, haven't they? Whereas these stadiums are all just like open to the elements.
And it's any excuse for Americans to get fighter jets to fly over a stadium.
Yeah.
Diana Ross
to just
take a worldie of a penalty.
Even I would have saved that.
I've seen that so many times.
And it was like just watching that Brazil team and Romario and just
world class,
being in awe of how good those players were. I love that World Cup even without England in it.
I had
fantastic.
I had the game that were based on that World Cup on SNES.
But I remember like just picking teams up at like, because England weren't in it. It was like, I'll follow these men in it then.
Yeah.
It was still a big deal over here, wasn't it?
It was just like random teams. It was like, Mexico, because like Campos' goalkeeper jerseys just stands out, obviously, looking at it. It's like, they get knocked out, and it's like, Bulgaria then, because Stoichkov was amazing. It's like...
That's how it is when you're younger, though.
But it's so good. Even do it when you're older, though, because you love the game and the football. If your team you aren't following that in it, pick someone else to just watch or like just enjoy the games. Like 20 was it 2012? No, not 2012. 2008.
10?
No, 2008 when we didn't qualify.
Oh yeah.
Under
still
McLaren.
Good tournament though.
Yeah, and obviously because Torres was big at Liverpool, it's like. Spain. I mean, it helped that Spain were amazing at the time, but because Torres was like
Spain too because of that.
Yeah, because Torres was the main man at Liverpool. I was just like, I'm gonna, I'll follow Spain.
I picked Spain for that as well because I knew the players.
Right. Yeah, I put a massive bet on them as well once. That nearly backfired, but they scored in like the 89th minute. So heart pounding. I remember cheering and my friends going, "Why you can't be that bothered about Spain?" And I was just like, I just want Spain to win. Like later on, I admitted I was just like, I had like 200 quid on that. Yeah, they were like, so yeah,
tragic.
Luckily, gamble responsibly. Anyway, Biggie, your earliest memories, first experiences.
Can't remember that far back, man.
No.
I mean, it's referring to what I was talking about earlier. I think because I worked in the pub trade as well, so it was very difficult to get time off, particularly obviously at weekends and stuff. So I worked with my parents in the pub. When I left the pub trade, I went abroad for 13 years. Very hard to see games. So I ended up, I've actually only been to one live game, and that was at Anfield. Managed to get tickets with a friend of mine who ran the pub up there that I mentioned before, Danny. Went to stay with him and got to see the beautiful city of Liverpool for the first time in my life. And it's great. And it was, having a fantastic day there, having to see the game in the evening. And that was the same year that we won the Champions League in 2005. And interestingly enough, the game that we went to see was in the evening, and it was when we'd already qualified for the next stage of the Champions League. So technically that result didn't actually matter. But going there for me
still
personally,
good.
going there for the first time, the fans were still the fans, and hearing "You'll Never Walk Alone" obviously being sung in the ground, just the hairs go up on your
Yeah, I love
back
it.
of your
Absolutely
neck,
love it.
the tears.
Yeah,
you know,
our
it's
songs
so
are a lot shitter
emotional.
than that.
But it was the banter as well.
That's a good
you know,
song.
It was against PSV Eindhoven, if I remember.
Yeah.
And the fans were giving it back and forth. And you could just see the banter between the Cop End and them. And it was funny to watch. And the really weirdest thing was when we scored a goal, I happened to look around trying to see the replay on the screen, but Anfield didn't have one. So yeah, it was just really weird. When you look up, you think, oh, there's actually no screen here. So lucky I saw the goal, but it was just weird not realising they didn't have one. But yeah, the atmosphere in the pub, I think it was called the Cabbage, which was right next to the stadium. Went in there, just had a top night, went into the city. Yeah, I treasure that memory because I missed out on seeing so many games in the past. And now I have a 3-year-old daughter. One day, I'd love to take her to a game and get her to experience.
And she's a
it.
Liverpool fan now, I'm assuming.
She won't have much of a choice. So yeah, but yeah, it's things like that I treasure. So,
yeah, that's really good though. Like one of your first experiences is when you're a bit older in life.
It's so memorable, isn't it?
Rather than being like when you were 8 or 9 years old or something. Yeah, it's very different. But
and not wanting a pie,
but still really special. Yeah, I mean, mine really. I remember my first game I went to was Liverpool versus Leicester. We won. I think we won 4-0, so that helped. It's mid-90s, but my dad used to get corporate tickets and stuff, so the experience was a bit more corporate than. So we go out to the stadium and everything, and then we'd have a meal. We met some of the footballers.
Good seats as well.
Yeah, so he does that a lot, my dad. When he buys his tickets, he does this experience. But
that's a dad thing.
Yeah, the last one we went to, it's the meal was good. He wanted to experience the new stadium, the new stand. And the meal was good, and we met Bruce Grobbelaar, and we sat in the stand where all the legends were sat and everyone. But you can't sing. There's no one around you. There's so many tourists and stuff around you. No one around you sings the songs. And some of the people didn't even know the name of the players. And we just said, Dad, we absolutely love that you do this for us. But next time, if you're going to get tickets, just get us in the stand. We want to sing. We want to chant.
I want to swear.
Yeah, we want to. So a couple of my early experiences were kind of those corporate events, really. But I still love the.
At least it didn't tarnish it for you. It's nice to see that other side of it.
Yeah,
it's still a business at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yeah, but Euro '96, similar to Doomican with the World Cup '94.
Now I remember that one.
Euro '96 is the point where I took notice of football more because of obviously it being in England. England were pretty good team at the time.
We were everywhere.
We got to the semi-finals. We had Three Lions song that took off everywhere. Yeah. It was just
the country was all over it.
Yeah, it was. I just remember how amazing that tournament was and how absolutely gutting it was when we went out. I think was it that the year we were Gaza? I think was inches away from a last minute toe poke, and it was just so gutting to go out and. Especially on penalties. So but from there, that's kind of where I started taking more notice of football, and just.
I remember my stepdad crying on that one. That's the first time I'd seen him cry at football.
Yeah,
and I'm like, wow, this is big.
Was that when the players ended up taking the mickey out of themselves with a parody for pizza?
Yes,
or something?
There's a pizza. There's a pizza advert where Southgate took
so
the piss.
much that they made money out of that.
Yeah,
it's just if you ever go on Google and find that go on YouTube.
Chris Waddle, Stuart Pearson, Southgate, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Definitely.
That really wound me up, I have to say.
It didn't wind me up to it. I thought it was more like Southgate kind of owning it because he got so much shit from people about it, and these things happen.
I was the opposite. I really was.
Yeah, I think it's that the year as well. Was it Pierce? He'd missed a penalty in the previous tournament.
He scored against Spain.
Didn't he? And he just give it full on and that. If you go back and watch them singing the national anthem as well, there's so
screaming
much, they're screaming that national anthem in that semi-final. It is incredible watching the players do that.
There's a meme of that as well. Every time it comes on, I always see that one.
Yeah, it's just there was so much pride then. in that Euro. So that's kind of when I took notice. And then
I remember when the sorry to interject, but I remember when they when the national tabloids, they all got together and released newspapers that were prayer mats. You put the newspaper down on the floor and you prayed to England on these newspapers. I was like, that's such bad taste.
It's a bit much, isn't it? It's a bit much.
Yeah. But I just remember that proper. It's like one of them vivid memories in my mind.
Oh yeah, was that it was Gary McAllister that missed the penalty against England, wasn't it? And was it Uri Geller?
Uri Geller,
he made the ball move just before he hit it.
Yeah.
You're on GMTV and he said, that was me. That was me.
Did he throw a spoon at it?
Amazing.
It's such a weird year.
There is no spoon.
Yeah. No, there isn't.
But it was about 2008 though, when I first started experiencing more live games at Anfield because I could afford it.
Yeah,
so,
when you can, it's different, isn't it?
Other than when my dad used to take us to some, but there was the point where I actually was working and could actually afford the tickets and stuff. So from then on, we kind of went to a lot of games. I've been to some, cup runs and things like that. So those kind of my.
I love a good cup game now.
Experience. Well, speaking of cup moments and cup runs, to talk about our best moments. As a Liverpool fan, I've experienced some. And I think as a Wigan fan, we'll go to you, Dumic, and there must be one highlight there with a nice cup win.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously for me. It's the FA Cup win in 2013. When I started supporting Latics, if you'd have told me, that we'd one day win the FA Cup, I mean, I was thinking about all my trips to Wembley. Watching Latics, and I've been 5 times, and I had to think and count, and I thought, going back 25 years to when I started watching him, to think at one point you're gonna have to think back hard at how many times you've been to Wembley. It just sounds like it just sounds crazy to me, that. But but the FA Cup, the entire day, like we were saying, a coach load of fans, all close mates, my brother, all his friends. The entire day out down to Wembley, the game itself, the win, how it came about, dramatic circumstances right at the end.
I've seen that a good few times, and I don't even know why. I just have,
because it's against the juggernaut money of Man
City.
Yeah. So everyone other than I think Man City fans wanted Wigan to win that. Yeah, everyone loves the giant killer, isn't it? That's one of the best things about the FA Cup is a giant killing.
It is.
So
it's perfect, isn't it? And for it to happen in the final as well, you can't get better than that, really.
Yeah, and we got relegated that season from the Premier League, and a lot of people have said, "Oh, would you rather have stayed up than won the FA Cup?" And it's no, of course not. It's in years to come. You're telling that story of how you won the FA Cup. That's something people will want to listen to, your kids and your grandkids. They don't want to hear about the time you finished 17th in the Premier League. It's...
No, and you came runners up. That's okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I get that.
So that for me. But there's been several. We've won leagues, lower leagues.
Some shields and stuff.
Also a windscreen shield, yeah.
Yeah.
With first trip to Wembley, we beat Millwall.
Yep.
So that stands out, but yeah, the FA Cup, hands down for me.
Yeah, no, special day that really was. What about yourself, Oodles?
I don't particularly have many cup victory memories that I was cognizant of. Obviously, I've looked back. You go down that YouTube rabbit hole, don't you, and you pick your favourites from even before you were born and stuff like that. It's been quite tough being a Leeds fan, to be fair, because since I've loved them, we've not won that much. I mean, we've won the odd shield and stuff like that, and random cups that I've even forgot the name of myself.
It's the playoffs, isn't it?
Yeah, but I've not felt as positive as I have than this year. You know what I mean? We're back up.
Yeah,
we're a top flight club again.
That must be a great moment.
Deservedly so.
It's like, I mean, I don't care what people love to rag on Leeds. It's fashion. It's fashionable. It's one of those things people hate. We all hate Leeds scum. It's one of those things. That's a song that is official. It's an official song.
For every club around the country.
Yeah, every club around the world. And it's just like, look at us now, bitches. Do you know what I mean? We're back. I mean, I know we're not going to get relegated next season, so I'm not worried about that. We're not going to win it. I mean, I'd love it, but we're not. We can't. There's too many giants up there. But we're making a statement. You know what I mean? We're coming for you. It's going to take some time, but we're cutting. This is, to me, is one of the best memories in. Is you look at Leeds' rap sheet? It's one of the best memories in years, decades. So I can't wait. Get ready, boys. Get ready.
I do love the fact
Looking forward to next weekend.
Yeah.
When we get destroyed.
I do love the fact that when Leeds won the Championship and came back to Premier League, it was the same year that Liverpool won, because that would just so much piss. So many teams that don't like Liverpool, people that don't like Liverpool and Leeds. It's just like it's a absolute double whammy.
I can just imagine Man U sat there going, shit. When you're like, oh no, we're going to get killed again by the fan. Oh no.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I mean, there's probably, it's great. There's probably a few obvious ones as a Liverpool fan for yourself, Biggie, but if you want to touch on any your personal favourite moments.
It's really hard because in recent times we've taken a lot of stick. Especially considering that the Premier League, we haven't won it since it changed its name. It's the last time we won it. It was Division 1. So over the years, we've taken a lot of stick over that. So yes, as I mentioned earlier, the 30-year gap.
That's massive, though. That's fucking huge.
Written on the wall, and we've been close. You know, a lot of people who might be listening that don't follow football may not realise that we have come close to winning it many a time in those 30 years. But it's just that fact that we went from being such a successful club, 70s, 80s, just sort of going through this period in time of just drifting.
But you've been there.
League,
you've been top flight. It's so weird. It's such a weird.
Yeah, like there's no way you could sit there and moan about being a Liverpool fan, because we've won everything else in that time.
Yeah, exactly.
We've done
it's the last thing, isn't it?
But but the league was that one thing that just hung over everyone.
It's the white whale, wasn't it?
No one cared how many times we'd won the Champions League, or we'd won the FA Cup or the League Cup. Everyone just held that league title above us. So,
but I mean, the famous game in Barcelona, that final. I mean, I again watched that live, and I'd literally. I know you should never say it as a football fan, but I was on the cusp of giving up at half time.
No, we've all been there, mate.
We were 3-0 down in the final, and I just thought, how are we coming back from that? We've just been absolutely obliterated.
I get the car started.
Yeah.
And and it's just, again, such a strange turnaround in that second half. And to come out at the end.
Madness.
Emotions were just flying. But, the previous year when we were 4-0 down to Barcelona in the first leg.
3.
And I just remember walking the dog the night that the second leg was on, and I was talking to my mate on the phone. He's like, "You watching the game?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to watch
what's
it."
The point?
But
honestly,
really 4-0 down. Just how are we going to come back from that?
It was
what a game.
That week was the week where we were neck and neck with Man City for the title, and looked like Leicester were about to do us a favour. And Vincent Kompany whacks in the greatest goal he'll ever score in his career.
Yeah.
Absolute rocket, and it's like, and it was 3-0. Sorry, Biggie, we were down from Barcelona. And so we were 3-0 down. Man City had pretty much just wrapped the title up, and it was like, what a fucking shit week this is. We went into that game feeling so deflated, but after it was like I said earlier, it made me cry. I was just like, like the champion winning the Champions League that year was amazing, but that game is my favourite game, like, from that campaign. Because it was just, no one could imagine coming back from 3-0 down.
It's crazy.
But yeah, I'm similar to yourself, Biggie. We have that comeback. We've had the Dortmund comeback, the FA Cup, Gerrard's FA Cup final for that absolute rocket right at the end. It's just, it's and the league this year just capped off for last.
It's a good club to be into for drama, is Liverpool. I think I've always said that.
I mean, European nights. People, it may sound like it's a cliche, but no one does European nights like Liverpool. Find me another club. Like the amount of times that we've done something like that, these comebacks.
I'm not arguing with
done, you. I don't think you can. Like we just come back to them. Those European nights are so good. And
maybe Wigan Athletic.
Yeah, I experienced one of them. Wasn't really a year that meant much, but I went to the Napoli game in 2010, and we were 1-0 down. It was under the Roy Hodgson era, where he'd left Gerrard on the bench, and it was just like, this is just awful football. Gerrard comes on, bangs in a hat trick, he scores a goal in the 89th minute, and the 88th minute and the 89th minute, and we win 3-1. And he basically just said, "This is why you don't put me on the bench."
Yeah.
And it was, and the end of that game, it was like, it was such a good game. It was Gerrard's like, it's just Gerrard being Gerrard, really. But yeah, that's an amazing moment for me. And yeah, like I said, like the league title this year was just unreal. Like to just do it in such a fashion as well. You know, people wanted that 100 points. At the end of it, I'm not too fussed. We lifted that title on 96 points, and I don't think you can get a more perfect number than that to lift the title for Liverpool.
Very good point.
Right, so we've all talked about what we love about football and what it means to us, and talked about our moments. So we're just going to quickly touch on the Premier League coming up. We're not going to go into too much details.
It's so exciting now.
Oh, it is. Yeah, there's so many. I mean, obviously the whole COVID-19 thing last year has kind of pushed things on weirdly. They're going to scrap a lot.
Because it's been so fast. It's been like 3 weeks and we're back in.
They're going to scrap replays in the FA Cup. The League Cup is going to be a one-legged thing like that. It's whether the Champions League goes back to 2 legs or not, we don't know yet. But
we don't know.
You know I'm happy that they've scrapped these 5 subs though, because I think that was pointless.
I don't like that. I'm going to have to pay more money to watch Leeds play now though.
Yeah,
as in on the TV. So it's gonna.
But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with fans as well. Like I said earlier, they're starting to let a few more fans in, so we'll see if that, how that goes, and hopefully it'll be safe to do so. It'll be good. But yeah, we're just going to rattle through really our predictions. So for those of you who don't know, this year Liverpool go in there as champions. Fulham, Leeds, and West Brom all got promoted from the Championship.
Yeah.
And so, and Chelsea have been on an absolute mad spending spree, so we'll see how that goes. I think they've signed everybody, but they've signed a lot of great players, which makes it quite interesting, really, because their manager, Frank Lampard, is very inexperienced. He's only had a couple of years in the management, but now he's got these players. We'll see what he can do. But anyway, so we wrote down some predictions. What I'm going to do is we're going to go through our predictions, and then we're going to come back for a football special at the end of the season, a reflection on the season. You won't hear any more football chat in between then, and then we're going to go.
We might even do it separately to the main thing and have it released on a different day. So we haven't got time constraints. Then we can chat to his arts content, and if you don't want to listen to it, you don't have to.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes, but then we'll bring up our predictions then. We'll see how it goes.
We're so sorry for this episode.
I'm not. We said,
I love it.
We always said that we were going to do any, sports, and entertainment, anything in between. So
well, Jeebus does his badminton episode.
Cannot wait for that.
No, his tea drinkers episode.
I couldn't even name a badminton player.
Yeah. So I'm just. I hope people have stuck around for football chat, even if it wasn't your thing, because
you might get into it.
I'm hoping that we, our stories and whatnot was insightful at least. But anyway, we're going to rattle through predictions, and I'm going to go start with the Oodles. Oodles, who's going to... By the way, we're just going to stick to the Premier League. I know we've got other leagues out there, and I know this, but we can't go for everything, so we're just going to
Other leagues are boring.
No,
we're gonna... we'll be doing like a 3-hour League One special, won't we?
Yeah. So we're going to stick with the Premier League, and we're going to start with the Oodles, like I say. So, Oodles, who is your winner this year?
Man City.
We'll go around in circles. Biggie, yours?
I'm wearing the top, man. It's
Liverpool.
We're going to defend it.
That'd be lovely to see.
I also think Manchester City.
There you go.
I'm going heart all the way at Liverpool. So
I love it.
between them two
Easy,
again.
easy
By the
points
sounds
for
of
me
it.
and you, Doomican. Easy points.
So top 4 Oodles.
Man City, Man U, Liverpool, and Chelsea.
Big E.
LFC, Man City, Chelsea, United.
Dimican.
Manchester City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Man United.
And I'm exactly the same. So we're all going to the same there. We all
It's
think
as if we know the sport.
Yeah, it's like we're going to end up. I appreciate everyone now. We're just rattling off a bunch of names and everything, but it's just so
It'll come to fruition later.
It'll come to fruition later, and we can all have a good laugh at like who predicted stuff and who was predicted something stupid.
Let us know your predictions as well on Twitter.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Throw some predictions at us. What you think? Relegation. Where we going, Noodles? Top 3 relegated teams.
I've gone 2 because these are the 2 that count. But I can make another one up. So Crystal Palace, hopefully Sheffield United, and one I'm making up, Fulham.
Okay, Big E.
Villa, Fulham, and West Brom.
Ooh.
Dimican.
Villa, Crystal Palace, and I see it's hard, but I'm gonna go with West Ham.
West Ham. And I'm going with West Brom, Crystal Palace, and Brighton. So a few of us thinking Crystal Palace there.
Palace are out. Get out of there.
Right. FA Cup and League Cup winners, Oodles.
I've gone Arsenal.
FA Cup,
Both.
yeah. Both?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
great.
Yep.
Yep.
Arsenal
Biggie.
both.
Arsenal, FA Cup, Chelsea for the League Cup.
Yeah, Dimican.
Manchester City for the FA Cup and Chelsea for the League Cup.
I've gone, unfortunately, Man United for the FA Cup and Spurs for the League Cup.
Oh, hey, now that's a shout.
Never going to happen.
I think Jose is going to try and go for a cup this year. I don't think he's going to get top 4, so I think he'll try and focus on winning some silverware. First manager sacked. Who's in for the chopping block first, Doodles?
I've put Roy Hodgson.
Biggie?
For obvious reasons.
Mourinho, I think Klopp's going to continue his reputation and take him out again.
Do me?
David Moyes.
Yeah, good shout, good shout. I've gone Roy Hodgson. I think his time's up there.
Yeah, bye.
So, yeah. Top scorer. Hoodles.
Raheem Sterling.
Oh, interesting. Biggie?
I've got to go for Mane. I think his time's coming.
Yeah. Do me?
I'll go with, if he stays. I'm gonna go Aubameyang.
Aubameyang again. Third would be third. No, Vardy got it this year, didn't he?
Yeah.
I'm going Mo Salah. I think he's
that makes sense.
Disappointed that he missed out getting that 3 in a row and he'll want it again.
Yeah.
So.
I also put in reserve Messi in case he comes over.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we haven't even touched on Messi, have we? We haven't touched on Messi, have we? Which
he said he's staying.
Yeah,
I thought we'd had a bit of time to touch on him, but really he ended up staying, so we don't really have much to talk about now.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a saga, but then he ended up staying, so okay. Anyway, last one, dark horses. So dark horses, I'm looking at people who basically do better than you expected. So this year I'd have said Leicester or Sheffield United. Someone like that would have been dark horses. So who's going to be the dark horse this year? Oodles.
Leeds United.
Big E.
I'm in agreement with Oodles. They've got a great manager. I think they'll do very well this year.
Do you, mate?
I'm going to say Everton.
Why would you say that?
They say that every year, Everton.
Never heard of him.
Yeah. Who are them? Blue and white shite.
I say it to annoy you too, to be honest.
Everton have always reckoned they're the dark horses every year. Top four. Anyway, my dark horse is also Leeds. I think they're going to finish in the top 8 because I think Bielsa's great.
So exciting.
So, yeah.
The only time Everton are top 4 is if it's alphabetically.
I like that.
Excellent. Great. So yeah, well, I'll write those all down. I'll go back through and write everyone's predictions down, and then we'll bring it up again at the end of the season and see how everyone got on.
I look forward to winning those predictions.
Yeah. Well, we need to come up. We won't do it now, but we'll come up with a forfeit and we'll come up with a winner. Yeah. Yeah. We'll
maybe 10 keepy uppies outside or something like that. Filmed.
Yeah. Maybe Biggie. Maybe Biggie has to stream Dark Souls 2.
Oh, no.
So there's a Twitter account called Out of Context Football Manager,
Oh, is there?
and they've simulated the 2021 season 100 times in Football Manager.
Ooh.
Oh.
The winners of the Premier League 46 times out of 100 were Man City, followed by Liverpool with 37 out of 100 times, and then third were Spurs and Chelsea 7 times each.
Wow.
Something else in it as well. The Ballon d'Or winner with 28 times out of 100 was Kylian Mbappe. And at number 2, with 17 times, do you want to have a guess at what player it was?
Ooh.
Lewandowski? He should have won it
No,
this year.
He was third.
Yeah.
Van Dijk.
No,
Paddy Bamford.
It was Roberto Firmino.
Oh.
That's a
Very
bit, that's a bit of
underappreciated
a
player.
yeah, he is, but that's a bit of a left baller, isn't it? It's just yeah, unless he goes on a bloody scoring run. He's brilliant,
Sorry.
but yeah, that's
On that subject, Matt, very
interesting.
quickly, do you guys play football games at all?
Yes. Too much.
I gave up.
Not. I used to play Pro Evo
Yeah.
when it was good.
I was a PES man and Football Manager. That's it.
I'm not allowed to
Yeah.
play manager games anymore because
Football Manager, I have not played for
I'm not allowed.
years.
Yeah, I tried.
No, I have said like the next one that comes out in November, I'm going to get it and
Don't.
play it again.
Why would you do this to yourself?
It's such a good game.
But I tried this year. I did. It came out on Game Pass, the last one, and I went into it, and it's just there's too many systems now. I can't.
Don't
keep
get it
up.
on Switch because it's a simplified version and it's so addictive. And it's on
Yeah.
Switch. Don't do it. Don't do it.
So, and my level at FIFA now is just so bad that I can't get past a certain level. So I've got to the point
No,
where
I can't.
I can't
I
beat
can't.
people.
No.
I don't like playing against the computer. I like to
I don't
do
like
it
not
online.
winning.
Yeah, and I can't beat people, so I just gave up. I said no football games.
Rocket League, the best football game.
Yeah, I think of that
Rocket
one.
League,
Yeah.
Blitzball.
Yeah, that's right. Blitzball.
Right, so we're going to move on from Modern Escapism with that and our predictions, and we're going to go into the Inquisition and just pick out a few of the replies that we got from our listeners via Twitter and other means, and we're just going to quickly rattle through, their thoughts and touch on them. So, Biggie, what have the people been saying?
So the question that was put out was tell us who you support, why you love the game, your first experiences, favourite memories, heroes, and predictions ahead of the season. So one of our regular responders, Monkey, Monk's Boy,
Damn
quite
you,
nicely
monkey.
put the It Crowd GIF straight up, which if you want to check our Twitter, you'll have an understanding what that says.
Basically, that's from the IT crowd, or whatever you want to say it, where the two IT nerds who don't know football get dragged along to a game, and they
sports.
they just spout out all nonsense to try and keep up with the game and
Go teams.
Pretty
It's
much,
great.
yeah.
Great episode. Then we have Ben Monroe. I'm going to say at XBenBlasterX or just Ben Blaster. He's put Arsenal. The lows can be really low. As an Arsenal fan, I know, but when the highs come along, they're out of this world. No feeling like it. Playing as Arsenal in FIFA 06 was what got me into football and Arsenal. Aaron Ramsey is his favourite ever player, and top 4, please. Arsenal are definitely one of those teams that just have that high and low, without doubt.
Yeah, Ben's just come into that just at the wrong point, though, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Like, just as the point where Arsenal had, like...
really has.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, the Invincibles, and they were taking on Man United, and that's about the point where Arsenal kind of started to, in the league, drip anyway. And you've obviously had their FA Cup wins over the last few years, but
it's interesting as well that like his goal is like to finish in the top 4. When a few years back, finishing the top 4, they were getting angry about that.
Yeah.
You know,
It just
like,
shows
this
you, doesn't
is
it?
all we ever do. Finish in the top 4. We want to win the league.
I always see Arsenal as a silverware club anyway. They're like a trophy rather than.
I think Arteta might be able to do something with them though. He's had some good wins against the top teams recently.
They're an interesting team to watch. I've always liked watching them. I always like to see what they're getting up to. So yeah.
But I will say though, that if they lose Aubameyang, I think they're screwed.
Yeah, they are.
Where did the goals come from? where the goals come from if they don't have him.
God knows.
So we'll see. Anyway, moving on.
Just one for Doomakin here. The Real Rider at Rider_555. His team is Wigan Athletic.
There's two of you.
Good man.
His second choice was because it's beautiful. Good old grassroots footy at Springfield Park. Winning the FA Cups. Another shout out for that. Favorite managers, I think, is Roberto. Is that?
That was his heroes he's put in there. So
sorry, yeah, thank you. And Roberto Martinez and Ben Watson, and then he put Manu or still shite.
That's his prediction. I like his prediction. That's a good prediction. Great. I can get on board with that prediction.
Great response. Yeah. Great response.
90 plus ink at 90 plus ink. He's put Liverpool, fellow Copite. The buzz of a late winner. I love this bit. The Cop End burger van at 7 or 8 years old.
Is it good? Or was it good?
I don't know. That's what one of his fondest memories, earliest memories was. Yeah. I do love a good burger. I do always get a burger before. There's a burger
van just outside onions.
Yeah, outside Anfield that we always go to. It's like a pre-match ritual. Always got to go get your burger or hot dog.
Oh, aye.
He's mentioned Shenchenko Park, Kiev.
Yeah, the fan park from that final. He absolutely loves that. They went there, and obviously the result wasn't great, but the build-up and the celebration with the fans pre-game was huge.
And quite rightly refers to Gerrard dragging us to Champions League and an FA Cup. I mean, Gerrard unfortunately never lifted the trophy with us for the Premier League.
Still a legend.
Yeah,
absolute legend.
Soul. And his friend of the show. Sorry, go on.
His prediction there, I like that. The Reds win the title on the final day. I'm not sure I can take that though. The nerves of having to win it on the final day.
No.
Give me 2 or 3 games before the end. That'll do.
So a nice cushion.
He does good artwork. I've got some on my wall actually. So check out 90 Plus Ink. Yeah, check out his Instagram brilliant. And check out his Twitter.
Will do.
He doesn't just do Liverpool stuff either. So yeah, check him out.
He seems to be sponsoring this episode.
Yeah.
So a friend of the show, M Flem, he's put his predictions, and he's a Newcastle fan. He's put Mike Ashley, Newcastle owner, gets kidnapped by the 8th game, is only released once he signs the club to someone that cares. Yeah, Mike Ashley's not popular. He wants to buy some gaffer tape and a van by the 7th game. Love that. Liverpool to win the league, and he's preferred to Leeds to finish in the top half.
Yeah, I can get behind all of that. Yeah,
lovely.
Then we've got Luke Dolsk. He supports Leicester. Loves football because there's nothing greater than standing in front of thousands of people wanting the same thing.
Not Leicester, they're in.
The exhilaration, rush of emotion when your team scores, the noise in the stand, hugging, just because the guys kicked a ball in the net. It's great. There's some other stuff that I'd like to refer to, but I don't think I could.
It's a bit colourful.
A lot of the show is on Twitter. A lot of the show is on Twitter. Get on it.
Yeah, his first memory involves not even the Leicester game, but there's a lot of colourful language there.
Yeah, get involved on our Twitter. Do it,
please. Winning the league. Celebration at Victoria Park after the parade. Schmeichel saving the penalty against Sevilla in the Champions League last 16.
I don't think you can get better than that Leicester League win, can you?
No.
Even
against all odds.
Yeah, even like teams like Liverpool absolutely romping it, and this year and Arsenal, Man City the last 2 years, and Arsenal's invincibles.
That Leicester run that they had recently, that nearly bankrupted Paddy Power, the bookmakers. Because people were, they put that bet, they put the bet on their team. Oh, I put it on for Leicester every year. They never do it, and then they fucking did it.
Yeah, the odds were like really. The odds for a club winning the league have never been that high.
Exactly.
Either, so not risking that again.
They're not risking it again. Paddy Power were like, fucked. We fucked it this year, lads.
I'll tell you what, though.
Yeah.
And that's the same season that he have like this scoring streak, Vardy.
Yeah.
He scored like 13 in a row, something stupid like that. Yeah,
it's just incredible.
It was just this.
It just got to the point where he was like, Yeah, they'll. We'll get to Christmas, they'll fade away. We'll
Yeah.
get to Jan, they'll fade away. We'll get to it's
It wasn't
merch.
even them that
Not fading away. What's going
It
on?
wasn't them that faded away. It was everyone else. I mean, they won the
Exactly.
league. They won the league on 78 points. They finished on 81, but they won it on
Destroyed
78. We had to Liverpool and Man City in that recently have had to get to 90 odd points to
90 odd,
secure
yeah.
the league. Secure the league, yeah.
Whew.
So they just it just happened at the right time for them, didn't it? I mean, and it's crazy to think that the season before they were almost relegated, got pulled out of the relegation zone, and then go and do that the next season.
You love to see it.
Yeah,
You love to see it.
that is what football is all about. It's
Mm.
absolutely amazing. That's probably one of the greatest league wins ever. So being a Leicester fan is, I mean,
Apart from last season.
yeah, they cocked it up a bit after the COVID break. They really should have finished top 4. I don't know what happened there really, but Vardy he finished the top scorer, and they still didn't manage to get top 4.
Yeah,
so.
it's weird.
I mean,
Never
I think
mind.
going off that on Luke's his bottom bit here about where his prediction for the league, I think says it all really. I'll let Biggie read that out.
Bottom half, fixture congestion with the Europa League, and a thin squad will see us struggle to 14th probably.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not easy on those teams, is it? When they.
I'd rather they wouldn't.
Success.
For all these faults, I do like Brendan Rodgers. I think you had that amazing season with us. So I would like him to do well. So I hope Leicester don't do that.
We'll see.
I'd like to see him become one of those regular top 6, top 4 teams, just breaking it up a little bit. As long as we win the league, everyone else can just
do what they want.
Do what they want. Yeah.
So if I may, there's 2 more I want to read out.
Yep.
There's one from Aaron Marin Heath. He says, I support Mansfield Town. I'm a I am a season ticket holder, I think. Not sure what's happening with it due to COVID. It's not something you've really talked about, is how that affects the fans that have season tickets.
I've
never had one, so I wouldn't. That's the thing.
Well, I've mentioned the couple of guys, the guys in my WhatsApp group. Some of them are season ticket holders, and they don't really know what's going on. Liverpool had launched something saying, it might be a first come first serve kind of thing for tickets.
Wow.
We will see. There's not really much information about it.
Yeah, we can't even predict that, can we?
Yeah.
We'll just see what happens.
It's one of those things we have to see what happens. I mean, they're absolutely gutted and hating the fact that they just don't have that match day experience anymore. At the moment, it's like we're all watching it at home, or starting to go back into the pubs recently, but we're all just kind of watching.
Still not
it.
same.
No, it's not.
My local working men's, you're not even allowed to stand. Sit down.
Yeah.
Sit down. You know what I mean? Can't even cheer.
We're watching it. We're all watching it together, chatting over WhatsApp as goals go in and stuff that happens. That's become the norm at the moment. So the quicker this virus fucks off, the better. Just for everything. Yeah. Just not just football, for everything. So yeah, it's a shame.
Aaron goes on to say he watches a bit of football on TV, especially the international tournaments, which he soaks himself in. But for me, it's the live experience I adore. The pre-match pint with my dad, the walk to the ground, the anticipation, the shared experience with the crowd, the laughing when someone shouts something witty at the terrible ref.
Yeah, beautiful.
And the Premiership is great and all that, but for me, it's the local teams and rivalries. I love this. My first game, I must have been about 7, probably in 1985. I had a few quid, and it was a toss-up between fish and chips and going to see the game with my dad, granddad, and some obscure second uncles. I went to the game after some prodding. We won 2-0 with goals from Keith Cassells, he's 63 now, grimacing, and Ian Stringfellow. It was freezing and I was bored to fuck. After the game, the granddad asked me if I enjoyed the game. He said I would have preferred the fish and chips.
Wow. Every time.
What a great memory though, yeah.
Yeah, you'll never forget that one.
There's another one that came from Brian Jones, who's a fellow copite. Just want to say thanks for sending that in. But I'm going to go on to Martin DG at the Degoose. Tottenham is my team. For the love of the game, probably everything. I love the tactics, watching any matches, even all the pre-season friendlies. I get well into what formations teams play, how they play, what form they're in. I will literally watch anything. I've even watched Belarus football during the lockdown.
So what? Who hasn't?
No, I didn't go that far. I waited till the Bundesliga came back, watched a few games, and I was like, I can't be bothered.
That's not
this.
the same either.
I'll wait till the Premier League's back.
Yeah, he just goes on to say his first experience of football was what got him into the big time was again Italian 90. I was into football and played as a youth, but Italian 90 got me hooked. England did so well. Lineker and Gazza were his heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were pretty special players.
Awesome.
Great. I know you skipped over Brian there, but I just wanted to share his favourite memory. It's Wembley 2012 that he went with his daughter and seeing us lift the trophy. She'd never seen anything like that, and I know that's really special.
Yeah.
Really special.
So, yeah,
really special memory for him. So, those moments that now that we're adults, we could take our kids to, I'm hoping that one of my girls might want to come with me one day. But
my kid just likes Fortnite, not football.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, my lad will take the fish and chips at the minute. I think.
Yeah.
My
daughter
can't force it. You can't force it on them. You've just got to let it happen.
Yeah.
My daughter
like I say, I was like 10 years old when I really got into it, so it takes a while.
Too. Yeah, my daughter pretends to be into football when she wants to stay up late when there's a night game on. Oh, you said I could watch football with you? I was like, mate, it starts at 8 o'clock. You don't
need your iPad while you're watching football.
Yeah.
My daughter enjoyed when I was shouting at the screen, and she kept asking me to keep doing it, even though nothing was happening.
You just keep going, referee. That's all you have to do.
Anyway, that's been great, lads. I'm really happy.
I've enjoyed that, mate.
Yeah, for you to hear your experiences and everything. It's been a lot of fun. I'm hoping that everyone enjoyed that, and especially those that you aren't really into football, that you found that a good listen. So, all that's left is Doomkin's just going to run over the socials, and then we'll say goodbye. So, Doomy.
Yep. So you can get in contact with us via Twitter at Modern Escapism. You can also email us at modernescapismpod@gmail.com. Eventually, you'll be able to contact us via the website at modern-escapism.buzzsprout.com. Also, if you would like to join the Modern Escapism Fantasy Football League, you can do so by heading over to fantasy.premierleague.com, registering your team and entering the league code RNN1WJ.
Can I also thank Angry Kurt, who was very chilled out, actually, to point out that I set it up wrong the first time. So thanks, Kurt.
And also, we've got a really exciting thing happening, not to do with football, with Biggie. Haven't we, Biggie? Do you want to explain to people what's happening very soon?
Not particularly.
I'm afraid you're going to have to. Twitter's spoken, mate. Come on.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, next Friday, probably aiming for about 9 o'clock, all being well, I'm going to, for the very first time, play Dark Souls. And I will be streaming it for all of you.
It'll be tomorrow if you're listening this on day one. Won't it?
So, yeah. Looking forward to it and not. And I don't know what I'll be doing, and I'm sure there's going to be hopefully some chat telling me, do this, go there, don't pick that up, put that on, what you do.
I'm so excited.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting either way. I hope I'm going to enjoy it.
Yeah,
you can find it at twitch.tv/Modern Escapism.
Yep, I'll link on.
I think that's what it is. Or is it Modern Escapism Pod?
No, it's Modern Escapism. I'll links on on Twitter, so check it out on there.
Lovely.
Come join me.
Wonderful.
Prepare to die.
Right, guys, it's getting on, and I've enjoyed that. So all that's left to say is
I've got work in the morning.
Yeah, me too. Thank you all for tonight, and thank you, Oodles.
You're welcome, mate. Cheers.
Thank you, Deemrican.
Cheers for hosting.
Yeah, and thank you, Biggie.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Great job.
And I want to say thank you very much to our listeners, and goodbye. And I'm going to leave you with words from the late, great Sir Bobby Robson about football. What is a club in any case? Not the building or the directors or the people who paid to represent it. It's not the television contracts, get-out clauses, marketing departments, or executive boxes. It's the noise, the passion, the feeling of belonging, the pride in your city. It's a small boy clambering up the stadium steps for the very first time, gripping his father's hand, gawping at the hallowed stretch of turf beneath him, without being able to do a thing about it, falling in love.